Alps crash, UK victim's father in plea to airlines. The father of a British man killed in the Alps air crash has urged airlines to look after their pilots properly. Philip Bramley, whose son Paul, 28, was among 150 people killed in the Germanwings Airbus A320 crash, said the victims should not be forgotten. If there was a motive or reason for the crash, we do not want to hear it, Mr. Bramley also said. The flight's co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, is thought to have deliberately crashed in the French Alps on Tuesday. The former girlfriend of Lubitz has told Germany's Bild newspaper that he had vowed to do something history would remember him by. He had hidden a sick note declaring him unfit to work on the day of the disaster, before boarding the Dusseldorf-bound Airbus A320 and piloting it into a mountain in the southern French Alps. Mr. Bramley, whose son was originally from Hull and was studying hotel management in Lucerne, Switzerland, called for airlines to be more transparent, saying pilots should be looked after properly. "We put our lives and our children's lives in their hands," he said. Reading an emotional statement from the French town of Alps, close to the crash site, he said what had happened on the day of the tragedy was the act of a person who at the very least was ill. But he said the motive or reason for the crash was not relevant. "What is relevant is that it should never happen again. My son and everyone on that plane should not be forgotten, ever," he added. "I don't want it to be forgotten, ever." Wonderful volunteers. Speaking of his son, Mr. Bramley said, "I will not get him back or be able to take him home because of the nature of the impact. Me and my family will visit here forever," he added. He said the French people and an army of wonderful volunteers had helped his family in every aspect. The Foreign Office has said at least 3 Britons are known to have died in the crash. Martin Matthews, 50, from Wolverhampton, was among the victims, as was 7-month-old Julian Prax Bandras and his Spanish-born mother Marina Bandras Lopez Bullios, from Manchester. A special mass has been held in the French town of Dignes, close to where the flight came down, to honor the victims and support their families.